Aita, for not allowing my family to use my car for my little sister's purposes. I 22F, has a sister, 20F, that has 2 kids, 3F, and 5 months. Now growing up, my sister and I had a pretty close relationship, but that changed when she got pregnant with her first child. We argued and fought a good bit, but at the end of the day we remind each other that we are sisters. Now as for my family, I do a lot for them, which to me feels like it goes unappreciated. I don't exactly stay on my own, rather in my mom's mobile home, which is paid for. She has her own house, but I have been paying bills there. I also have my own car, in which I bought 2 years ago after my first car went out. I also pay my bills on that as well by myself. So here's the issue: this year my sister and her boyfriend as well as her child has been staying with me this year. It's been rough having them stay there since neither one of them could have kept a job nor wanted to pay any bills. After my sister had her most recent baby in July, we ended up getting into a physical altercation at the beginning of September, which made her and her boyfriend as well as her kids move out. Afterwards they ended up moving into a hotel because she didn't want to go stay with our mom, since my family don't really care for her boyfriend. I'm not gonna get into that situation that much since it is a lot, but this is kind of a preview. Eventually, my sister and I made up mid-September, in which she expressed her boyfriend, as well as her kids will be moving to Colorado that October. Now we stay far down south, so this was a shocking to me why they were going so far. I kind of didn't care and didn't press the issue as much because I honestly thought she was joking. Anyways, when October came, her boyfriend ended up leaving first, probably like mid-October, because he was able to get a job. He left his car and flew there and been there ever since. Now here is the real issue. My sister expressed to me about a couple of days to a week before Thanksgiving that her and her kids were leaving December 13th to go meet her boyfriend upstate. I should include that her boyfriend is 22. So I asked questions, since my sister didn't have a driver's license, let alone knew how to drive. How were they getting there? She didn't go into much detail until we had talked again, which was 2 days after Thanksgiving. When we talked again, I asked her what was her plan on getting out there since she didn't have a license. She then told me that her boyfriend was flying down to a state that was 5 hours away from where we currently stay, and he basically wanted her and the kids to drive to pick him up from the airport so they could go from there back to Colorado. I told my sister that was dumb and why he didn't choose an airport closer to our city and also in our state. She couldn't give me a definite answer, but supposedly it was too late to cancel the flight, which I didn't believe. So with the fact she didn't have a license nor knew how to drive and never drove that far before in her life, I asked how was she going to get there given her circumstances. She then told me that our parents said that they were going to use my car, which I had no knowledge of, to help her drive to pick her boyfriend up. I told her that was never bought to me and that they were not using my car. My mom ended up coming to the house not too long afterwards, and after asking her about the situation, she told me that she never said they was going to use my car, but they was going to get a rental. After that conversation I left it alone. Now yesterday, which was December 11th, my mother called and asked me if I can take off work so they can use my car to help my sister get to her destination. I told her that I'm not taking off of work and they are not using my car. She proceeded to get mad and say I can use her car, which has problems that she was been supposed to fix. Now for my job I use my car 80% of the time. I then said I'm not using her car and not to talk to me about it again. She called me sad and hung up. Now today, which is December 12th, she called me this morning asking for $200 to help my sister drive there, and they were going to take a bus back, which would have led them not getting back home till 1 in the morning the next day. I told my mom that is dumb, since she has 2 toddlers of her own still at home as well as 3 other kids under the age of 18, and explained that her boyfriend should have caught a closer flight, so therefore I'm not funding or helping anything for that situation. My father then called me and asked to use my car, which caused me to snap on them because I said what I said, which was no. He proceeded to call me sad and heartless, into which I hung up. Now my family has an issue with me, Aita.